everybody.
Hi.
Oh, hi. It is Wednesday the 30th, I believe? 31st, last day of August. And we're here to talk about our PAX Prime experience. And to make it another P, it's PAX Prime in PJs. Show me your PJs.
You're so gay.
I am gay. Give me that. Let me see your PJs, bitch. Ah! No, it hurts!
Oh, that was just a slap with no...
Alright, she's got Ninja Turtles, I got Emma Frost, I'm rocking some scarves from PAX, she's rocking a scarf from PAX East, and we
I
are
didn't
just...
get a scarf this year.
Everybody does a PAX wrap-up, but ours is going to be different. It's going to be this. It's going to be us talking to each other, talking to you guys, and eventually talking to the chat, and answering any questions you might have. But first, we're going to go through some of the games we saw. We're going to go through some of the games we played, some of the parties we went to, cosplays we saw.
Cosplays you did.
Cosplays I did. Fail.
Fail?
I feel like it was a fail.
No,
we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, it was a fail.
Speaking of fails, we'll talk about Shorty's.
No, we won't. No, we won't.
Shorty's one interview.
No, we won't.
What a fail.
You in the face.
What a fail it was.
Oh.
Okay, let's start with games. The game that everybody was talking about, the line that was the longest probably of all of PAX Prime was Borderlands 2. And they snuck into it when I was out playing a different game, so I caught up with them after Borderlands 2, but I did catch Abel's interview.
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
It was freaking awesome.
So I heard something about a snow scene, and I heard something about a Gunzerker.
Basically, they took Borderlands, and when Borderlands first came out, it was sort of this thing that they weren't exactly sure how it was going to be. They weren't sure if people were going to love it, if people were going to hate it. It was just this little baby that they made, and it was what they wanted. And then it came out, and everyone freaking loved it. And people still play Borderlands. I mean, I know you guys still play Borderlands in your house, but coming to Borderlands 2 now, instead of them just releasing it a year later, it's like, okay, why don't we actually work on this? And work on, like, every single aspect of it and make it the game that we really wanted it to be in the very beginning. And let's take all the feedback from the fans and make it, like epic. Like, Borderlands times 1,000 equals Borderlands 2. Super exciting. The level that we saw, it was a snow level, so, like, one of the big complaints of Borderlands
There wasn't anything like snow in the first one.
I think at the very end there was some snow level, or there was a little bit of something different.
It was mostly, like, desert.
Yeah. I mean, one of the big complaints with Borderlands was that it was just brown. It was like every single thing was brown.
That's why my vehicle
game
was always pink, so you could see it on the brown background.
Everything was fucking brown. In Borderlands 2, they introduced the color green, which was very exciting. Very exciting. And one of the things that I really like about one of the things I really like about Borderlands was the art style, and was the art like it was really.
I love that it looked like a comic book.
It looks so different, and it's like it's a comic book, and it looks so like sketchy and cool and weird. And watching the demo for Borderlands 2, it was even more like it was just like I was floored. It was beautiful.
Did you see the other characters too, or just the Gunzerker?
We saw the Gunzerker, and we saw the chick,
the siren, the new siren.
The new siren, but you didn't see her powers or anything. She kind of.
But what'd she look like?
She was cute.
Was she like Lilith, or was she?
She was a little bit different. I mean, she was just like a chick.
Are they gonna have a Mordecai kind of guy with like a?
They only showed the two, but super cool. She was cute. I mean,
what's this about the disposable weapons?
Well, that's one brand of gun. So, like, I know in Borderlands 1 there were different brands that were kind of tagged to each one.
Were those names like names of the creators of the like? Because I always pictured whenever I saw the names of the guns that they were like the people that worked on the on the game.
I don't know.
I always pictured somebody being like, "Hey, I want to be this gun," and then they'd like put his name in there and he'd make up his own little symbol. Like
maybe.
Where else would they come up with those fucking names?
I don't know. So for 2, they really made the brands like have their own personalities and have kind of own little like glitches and weird things about them. So you treat each brand differently. So like the first brand that they showed off, I forgot what it was called, but it was basically they explained it as like the Walmart of gun sellers. Like it was just cheap fucking gun. So you're looking at it, it looks plasticky, it looks like a piece of shit. Like it just looks like a shitty gun. So it's not even worth reloading because like it takes time. So instead of reloading it, you just throw it. So like you just get like 30 of these guns and you shoot them till they're out and you throw them. They explode if you leave bullets in the gun. So if you have a full like cartridge and you throw the gun, it will explode on the dude. But if you run it dry and you throw it at him, you're just throwing an empty gun at him. which was really cool.
I don't know. I think I'd have to see it to, like, be wowed by it. Because you guys were like, oh my god, disposable guns. And I was like, that sounds lame.
I mean, disposable guns wasn't the selling point of the whole game. And it's not that all of the guns are disposable. It's that there's, like, a particular brand that's kind of really, really, really common and really, really, really cheap. So, there was that. And then the thing that I think most people were super excited about was the AI. Just the AI got a lot smarter. From Borderlands 1, like, they just sort of kind of ran at you, and they were really super predictable.
They screamed and ran straight at you.
Screamed and ran straight at you, and maybe some people liked that about it, but in coming into 2 now, the AI has a lot more opportunities to do things and interact with each other, so they can communicate. If you're facing 2 guys, like, they'll be ducking, and one person will throw a grenade while the other one flanks you, so it's like they'll, like, try and pull you out of hiding spots, and they've made it a lot more difficult. Which,
that's good for you.
Which some people will like, and some people might not. I'm excited, and I guess you gotta play it before you can get super excited about it, because it wasn't a gameplay demo. It was just watching someone else do the walkthrough. So I want to get my hands all over it.
So would you say it was your top favorite game you saw at PAX?
Yes.
Whoa.
I'm trying to think of it if I saw it. No, nothing else gets me like this. Like, nothing else that I saw got me talking like this. So way to blow my load in the beginning of the podcast.
Sorry about that, guys. One thing we did sneak in to see, they gave media 1 hour, which they did at PAX East, but they gave them Friday and Saturday. Here they gave you Friday, and they give you the map like a few minutes before you're walking in, and then like in your head you got to be like, we're gonna go for this. I don't know why. I think because I hate the 3DS so much, I really wanted to go for the Vita. The Vita wasn't there.
And
so we
Sony
booked it
all
to fucking
the way.
Sony. Like, we booked it to Sony, and Sony wasn't there. Like, Vita wasn't there, and I was like, fuck, what now? So then we book it over to Mass Effect. Nobody's in line for Mass Effect. Of course, because dumbasses, everybody was in line for Borderlands 2. I know it. I was such a fucking retard. So we went to Mass Effect 3, and for that lineup, if I had to wait in that lineup, I would have been pissed. Because I was kind of really, not let down by the game, but let down by what they showed us.
Yeah, they didn't get to see.
Like, they took you in one room, and they kind of recapped it. And they had Edie, like, give you the recap of all the characters and everything else, and you're like, good, I've already played this game. Then they take you to the other room, and they give you a recap of, like, what is going to be happening, like, the storyline. And in this storyline, the, God, what's the name of them now? I was just talking about this. The big dudes, the big, you didn't play
Krogans?
Krogans.
I didn't play it, and I knew it.
The Krogans, they're a big, vicious race, but for some reason they can't reproduce because they were injected with, like, some sort of virus that, like, 1 in 40,000 of the females can reproduce. So at one point, Shepard's job is to protect this female and get her somewhere safe. So that seems like the main storyline. And then you go into the next room and you enter your Facebook to talk about it real quick, and then you jump into the third room to play the game. And the gameplay was fine. It felt really controlled, small environment to play within. I suck, but I still had a good time, and the only thing I noticed was that you could super modify your weapons, and I didn't really notice a lot of that beforehand. So you could, like, really soup it up if you wanted to be more of, like, a machine gun, or if you wanted to be more whatever. You could do that yourself. A lot of other games do it, so it didn't seem like anything new. I just hope to hell they don't have that mining. There was this mining where you would mine from planet to planet to planet, and it was, like, mind-numbing mining.
And you had to mine?
No, but you could do it to get extra, like, points to level stuff up. It sucked. But, so I'm hoping they don't have that in Mass Effect 3, but overall the game looks good, but the lineup for what they gave you, I would have been choked.
I think it could be possible that waiting almost gets you more hyped up for it. Like, I feel like when we first got in, like, maybe, at least for me, my attitude wasn't super excited for Mass Effect 3, because I didn't play Mass Effect 1 and 2, so I was just sort of, like, I wanted to see it, because I'm interested in what's going on, but I wasn't necessarily hyped.
Okay.
Where, like, when you do have to wait or you have to work for it, it's like, you might have gone in with a different attitude.
Someone's saying you did have to mine in Mass Effect 2 or else everyone dies. All our people lived, but the mining fucking sucked. I don't know. So, Mass Effect 2, 3... It was,
I mean, if you played Mass
exciting.
Effect 2, you're going to play Mass Effect 3.
Exactly.
And it has added on to it. It's made it different. It has added the weapon customization.
Yeah.
But if you
had waited 4 hours in line for that, you would have been pissed, right?
If you waited 4 hours in line for it and you were a super, super Mass Effect fan, you probably would have been psyched. But if you would have waited 4 hours and you were just kind of like, hey, what's this Mass Effect game? Then you probably would have been pissed.
You and Abel saw Torchlight 2. Do you want to talk about that at all or no?
Well, Torchlight
Dungeon
2,
crawler.
Yeah, Torchlight 2 is a dungeon crawler, and it was cool for us. It was cool for me just to see a game that I wasn't really super familiar with, and I know that people are getting excited about it, and people really did like Torchlight 1, so with all of my Diablo rage that went into a couple podcasts back, I'm wondering if people are gonna choose Torchlight over Diablo. I doubt it, but maybe.
I've never played either of those games, so call me a loser.
You're a loser.
So then we ended up playing a lot of Kinect games, which I know is like very casual gamer, but for some reason I sort of rock at Kinect games. Like this is, you know why? Because despite being like really small and awkward, I'm sort of athletic, and I think that's why I'm not so bad at these Kinect games. I can play sports. I swear it. Softball, volleyball, baseball, I can do it.
I don't believe you. Can we do a game night where we're playing real life sports?
Yes. We have Kinect sports.
A game night where we run like a 5K.
That sounds like so much fun. So we ended up playing this Move game, and I'm really good at these kind of games. And it was called Lights, Camera, Action, and it was for the Move, and it was a bunch of mini games. And so the guy hands us all these little dildos that glow, and he's like, "Okay, choose your character." Well, Shorty is in charge of choosing the characters, so she chooses like a little kid. Right?
She was cute.
Yeah, you're a little girl.
She's like this little girl.
Abel's like this dude, right?
He was like Mexican.
Mexican dude.
He was the only
in honor
minority.
of John Venture, yeah. And then, without my knowledge, she chooses me to be Granny. So all these different moves, they were like appropriate. So I get my first play with it, and I have to saw through something, and the motion is this. So instead of being embarrassed about it, I jump to the side and I go, "Oh!" really angrily. And I nailed its ass. Like, I killed it. And I was like, and then I look at the guy and I'm like, I don't know why I'm so good at that. And he didn't know what to say. I feel like half the exhibitors didn't know what to do with us.
Yeah, half the exhibitors I'm pretty sure we made blush.
And the other half laughed their asses off.
Yeah.
They thought we were a pretty good time. So between that, there was different games you could play. You had to shoot, like, water into these little frogs' mouths. I remember Abel had to do that. Right when we were doing that, Jimmy Chi pops up out of nowhere and goes, "Mordix, please," because all the frogs are like this. Do it. Do it. And then you have to squirt in their mouths, and they're like,
You just got me to do that so you could do a screenshot for the screenshot gallery, didn't you?
You make it easier. You make it easier to do screenshots. So between that Move game, I also got to play Dance Central 2. And holy fuck, it was so much fun. If you go onto our site right now, they actually recorded it and posted it on the site. But, Notfncute.com. But I
thought you meant DanceCentral2.com. I was like, you weren't that good.
No, it wasn't that good. But thankfully, they put me next to one of the girls on the booth and not the girl that actually choreographed everything, or else I would have looked like a tool. But we get up there, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And she looks at me, and I'm like, can we not learn the dance move, skip past that, and I'll just wing it? And she's like, okay. So that video is me winging it, and it wasn't half bad considering I didn't know most of those moves. I was just like
see in the beginning, like each move, you'd be like, how do I do this move? Oh, that's how you do the move.
And then like the repetition, and by the end I was doing it. But the best part about Dance Central 2, other than fresh new music, and it's a lot of music you really like, ow! God damn it, that hurts! We got a shit ton of slap bracelets, to which I've been molested. Oh my god, it's red! I have been attacked all weekend. She would run up and smack me in the leg. She got my neck. Let me get back to the game, please. Dance Central 2, the best part about the game
thought this was the best part.
No, I got this too. Was you could play side by side, which I knew Dance Central was missing, and I almost feel like it was missing on purpose so they could give us Dance Central 2 and I would buy it, because I do intend on buying it the day it comes out. I do, and we're going to play it game night. Because we get to stand next to each other, although I doubt it's going to be able to read.
I don't think my Kinect can see you and me at the same time.
We'll see.
Grow a couple inches. Or doing heels.
I'll do it in big ass heels. I'll wear my big ass kick ass boots. So Dance Central 2 looked awesome. I'm excited. I felt like it read my body a lot better too than the first one. I feel like they've really kind of improved on the Kinect. Not on the Kinect itself, but on the way it reads you for the game. So I think that was a plus.